Alright. I apologize for the late listing on this. This legitimately just got posted on YouTube like 2 seconds before starting. What's up, Deco? I actually wasn't sure if the stream was going to happen today or tomorrow, but my parents want what daylight they have left to get some gardening done, so we got some breathing room. We got a GAC round to do. I'm just gonna screw up the scene here and just... Yeah, this matchup is... That's the music box. That's... there's so much stuff in this scene. Alright, let's just bring you on top. There we go. So yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I actually didn't know that this matchup was coming. I didn't actually bother scouting my group for the first time in a long while. I just kind of took them as they came. And then, just for whatever reason, on the last round, I was just like, let's just see like what the group looked like. And then I just see this block of red. What does the red mean, you might ask? The red means he's ahead in those stats. Pretty much all of them. Interestingly, our top 65 GP is pretty close. I pulled slightly ahead now. I was able to unlock Jedi Luke last night, although we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, he just has more of everything. Just... I think he's just been a player for a longer time. That's really all it boils down to. You know, your mod method can be good and all, but unless you're spending insane money on mod refreshes, you can only get so much at a time, and this dude just has a very nice collection. I'm quite jealous. The only thing I'd maybe say I kind of take some solace in is that my early mod luck means I'm still pretty close in the 25 plus category, although mine are just 25 basically. But yeah, he's a big guy. I'm a bit more ahead on relics. You know, I've kind of based the channel on this, and I'll be honest, like, I don't really feel that nervous necessarily. I just think that statistically it's really interesting. I mean, you can basically just look at everything else in this, and the matchmaking is only really looking at the top 65 GP. And to some degree, I think the story for a lot of this might actually just end up being that with an older account like this, there's definitely a sense I get of diminishing returns, right? Where, okay, he's got a 30 Zeta lead, but how many of those Zetas are Zetas that are actually going to affect our match, right? Or, you know, I have more gear 13, but like at some point, you only have so many characters that you can play in GAC unless you start losing a bunch of matches. So like, at what point does his, you know, 210 plus mod lead, at what point does that stop really mattering? Because, you know, I mean, you could do, what, it's 7 teams, 5 per team, 6 per mod, so that's 35 times 6, it's like 215 mods. So I'm kind of right on the cusp, and that actually kind of fits just how I handle my mods, is I don't really mod characters I'm not going to use. So I could almost say that, like, anything beyond 230, not necessarily a waste, but I don't know. But what that also means is when he has more mod volume, it also just means that he's likely going to have better mod quality overall because he's gone, you know, through more mods. What's up, Fatal Orient? What's up, Miyabaka? Yeah, let's do this. Oh god, I need to undo this in case it won't save for later. Oh god, please go. Go back down. Whew. Okay. Yeah, he already attacked me. He already cleared. I think I caught him... I checked his old history and he used Night Sisters, which... I don't know. It just... I've never really trusted the Mother Talzin approach. It's worked sometimes for me, but that is a match where you feel like you're not in control all the time. Top 65 GP, is that through all divisions? There used to be some back and forth on this. It used to be confusion on whether it was top 65 or top 80. I think other divisions used to be less. I actually don't know anymore. Especially since I moved to Division 1, I kind of haven't really been thinking about it. It might be. But yeah, actually I just want to dig into his account a little bit, because I think you can really just see... I mean, this is an insult. I think it's actually pretty cool. Like, you can just see the past eras of the game that he was playing before I was around, so I'm assuming, like, you know, Zeta Coda Lead was probably for early Heroic AAT, like... We got some of the best Phoenix I think I fought. No, there was one crazy guy with Relic 5 Phoenix. We don't talk about him. Yeah, you know, Zeta Maul before my time. Sith Assassin probably went alongside that. Just a lot of cool, fun side stuff. I got him matched on the Gear 11 Wedge, baby. You're not beating me there. Mistakes were made. Yeah, pretty much, Miyabaka. That's all it really boils down to. Okay, so this is the raid team we're facing. At first I saw this and kind of felt a little bit scared, and now I'm like 15% scared, because we have... I'm gonna use Darth Revan against this. There's gonna be one 50% coin flip, because this is a pretty fast Poe. He's going very quickly, and the Rey has solid speed as well. I mean, Rey's a fast character. But we have two safety nets, and if those fail, then they will get a pretty angry, high damage hit on whoever they so feel like. But the odds tilt in my favor enough that I feel kind of okay about this. Ideally, we want to hit Corrupted Battle Meditation on that Poe, so that Geobrute will continue to taunt for when Finn throws the grenade. If that fails, 15% chance of that failing, then we have, let's say, a 40% chance of fearing Finn or Poe, ideally, with whoever doesn't get targeted by L3, or us aiming at L3. If that fails, then it's gonna suck. But yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah. Since Grievous got us a fail, we do have some breathing room, but the general overlap between the two counter teams means that whoever we use here is gonna detract from a possible Jedi attempt. Okay, we got Corrupted Battle Meditation on everyone where it counts. Brute is definitely gonna die here. At least I'm expecting a Brute death. Why did she... That... Did the Exposed get resisted? I actually didn't catch this. Or is this just a very fast L3? Ooh, we might be in trouble. Okay. We have to fear this turn. Okay, let's try to think on our feet here. If we swap to Brute Alpha now, we can swap, do a Dispel. And then this will set us back up for a Thrawn Fracture. Should be first. Okay, we did end up losing Brute as expected. This spray turn is scary. She doesn't have any of the damage debuffs anymore, so she's going to get free reign on whoever she wants to poke at. This is, let's say, pretty scary. Okay, she's fractured. We just need to start laying down damage, really. This is especially scary. Yeah. It's annoying. Okay. I think we can still play this out. We still have some room to stall, although this being down to a 5-man team means the ult is going to hurt us a lot more. Okay, I really want to review the footage. I would love to see what happened with that L3 fear there. Her turn meter was cranked up like crazy. I don't know if that was just a speed build. I haven't really seen something like that before. Okay. She's gonna pop into ult. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to play this out from here to try to maximize things. I mean, ideally we just want DR to do some heavy lifting. we have the regen piece, so we're at least gonna bulk up a little bit before this Ray ult pops. Staggered, so maybe the fear, I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Let's just, we're not gonna get the, whew, okay, that blows. Wow, I'm really curious on what's up with that L3 builds. I mean, we can just forfeit, we don't have to wait for a timeout necessarily. Their turn meters aren't that bad. I wasn't tracking their cooldowns then, which I probably should have been. Alright, we're just going straight to the replay. What the heck was that L3? Was it just bad RNG on the fear? Alright, we could just let it time out, whatever. So normally you just put the fear, you get the dispel with the shock. She just resisted the fear, I guess. I've never actually had that happen before. Definitely on the spookier side, so let's see. Did I choose? I think I definitely used fear because that was the only way that we were gonna have a dispel. Was this the right play? We could probably bump up our Bird Alpha modding a bit. The turn order that we chose to go through left us with a really, really weak, wait, what even happened with Ray's debuffs as well? Oh, we popped fear. That calls her to basic so that she, because she didn't have cooldowns in the basic with Ray lead, causes her to self-cleanse. Or no, Fin Grenade. Got it anyway, but she still did basic. Alright, so where does this leave us? It's a little bit of an awkward position. I think Ray ended pretty unhealthy. That's convenient timing. This is gonna be messy, to say the least. With this health threshold being here, I assume that she's gonna basic once and that'll get her back to 100% range, so Jedi are gonna have to deal with that. Man, okay, that makes me a little bit nervous about this DR counter. I've never actually just had an inability to deal with the pre-taunt. It's unfortunate. Honestly, yeah, the scavenger raid made things a lot more interesting there. There was just a lot more fear, I think, because Brute did his job and ate most of the incoming. Okay. I've done this before. It's not fun. This is very seat of your pants, I would call it. Do we even necessarily need Shock T here? Shock T was great for the dispel, but Ray's going to be low HP, so she's not going to be putting out crit immunity necessarily. We don't have Thrawn, which, you know, let's say, helped a lot. Is there any better flex here that we can think of? Check you picked the right team? Pretty sure. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What caused... I thought that the highest GP team was always on top, right? I guess not. I feel like I've always seen Ray on top. I don't know if it's just the order that they put it in. Jolie, no. Old Ben, I don't hate here. Old Ben, the ability blocks will be relevant. But Ray's not really going to be in Whirlwind Threshold for a while. No, I like Shakti for the stealth on gas. Buckle up, this sucks. I have played this matchup this way before. It is a trip. Ooh, them having cooldowns available on gas is actually really, really shitty. Alright. You just need to go into hiding. Like, extremely now. Like, you're wanted and Rey is coming for you right now. Okay. The mark timing sucks a little bit, but I would much rather just start getting some reductions now, because even if Gas eats it... Gas lost stealth already. Yeah, Gas lost stealth because of Poe. We probably should have just gone in with a burner team first to check. Alright, let's see what we can do. I don't think we can do anything. I think Gas is just dead here. So we're just gonna have to try to brute force this down with Yoda. This feels extremely uncomfortable here. Pop Foresight, we might as well. Goodbye, Gas. Alright, Yoda. You're our most qualified closer here. Most qualified closer is now dead. Alright. We're off to an excellent start here. Yeah. Chalk it up to not using your burner team, I would say. Should have done our homework. Is this a better preload state to leave it in? Let's see. Her health is definitely lower. We killed L3. That's frustrating. Okay, so core mistake here, I would say, is DR had a little bit more RNG than I give it credit for. It's basically 285%. We had to land the fear, then we had to get the CBM on what's his doodle. Rey doesn't, or like Stick Rey doesn't have the prioritized targeting on Gas, so we could have potentially just coin flipped that. If she puts it on Revan, then it's still scary, but like if she goes for Shakti, Shakti can eat that, I'm pretty sure. So maybe Jedi first would have been better. I don't know that our choice here really matters. I don't know if there's anything we can really do with the rest of this fight, but it's probably still worth cashing in. I don't think she'll go above 50%. Let's just, like, legit, any small damage matters. If this one-shots us, this is a great spot to end on, I think. Stick Ray's gonna be coming quickly, but otherwise everyone else is low turn meter. Let's just plink her. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'm leaning maybe First Order. I don't know if this is a mistake, but Scavenger is going to be going first. Kylo Ren on Mask can definitely eat that hit. Let's see. The rest of his teams posted aren't that scary initially, unless he has some good stuff in back. We could try something like... Well, we just used Shakti and Gas, though. That was a bit of a... Nah, I still don't think that's a bad play necessarily. We just kind of have to try to kill her, even if it hurts our clone roster a bit. Yeah, I would feel better if this was First Order with Watt, but they might just be the best chance of assassinating her we have. You think killing Finn was the play there, not marking Rey? Her ult was up when we used Mark. Or do you just mean... I don't know, man. Maybe? I would have to think about it. It's possible. Let's just see if we can get through her first. We could just try to play for cleanup here. I don't know, man. First Order's damage is so good. Actually just ridiculous. I don't think this is necessarily a misplay here. We're gonna get a huge salvo on Rey F at the start. This might end up being, like, foolish, but... Let's see. If we swap, then we get another Fox Slam, or we could just Mass Assist. But the Mass Assist won't call crew. I kind of want another Fox Slam. He's not modded for crit chance, though, which makes this a little bit awkward. Wait. If we swap... so I was thinking we could swap to Officer, then Officer could swap and give him advantage, but that doesn't work Great. We're so close. Hoi! Did she just dodge it? She did not just dodge that. I think okay, I'm pretty sure that it was Poe that dodged, but what are you even telling me right now? I wonder. So if we choose to stun Finn, I like that play, but we might just give her Whirlwind if we do, because of Sith Trooper assists. I actually don't know what the right play is here. Hopefully not a misplay. Okay. Probably a misplay. Still kind of learning their damage output. She isn't inspired, so we can remove her turn meter, so we might give everyone else turn meter by doing this. Yeah. Just fall over and fucking die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the AoE hit Rey but didn't kill Poe. The damage just wasn't there. I'm strongly assuming that everyone on the team is just gonna die here. Actually, Fox probably lives. And what's his conditional on his... Is it basic? But it's not even a crit. It's just AoE. If we can try to, like, cleanse crew, maybe he'll at least eat the Poe unique aspect of it. Basic is better than AoE there? Actually, yeah, it's a 300% ratio, right? Oh, yeah, I'm still learning with them. What's the right move? I mean, we could, like, none of these moves are gonna do damage. This is just for crits, really. Might as well pop advantage. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure how that Terminator was going to line up. I was really hoping that we would get another Fox chop with Sith Trooper alive. All of this because one single RNG resists at the start. Actually, is his L3 Tenacity? I probably should have checked that. I've never seen anyone else really like Tenacity L3 before. Should not matter with Bastila Zeta. I think that was just straight up a lost 50% coin flip. Could have AoE'd and killed the sides. The whole thing I wanted to do is I just wanted to, the turn meter was close enough, I wanted to basic Rey, and then try to finish it off with a Fox with Sith Trooper resist to try to take her out. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I'm still, like, this team is a week old for me, basically. I've used them twice in 5v5. Still learning. Okay, CLS has never worked out for me. I know some people have said it did for them, but... Sure, it's easy for you to say. I'm still just mostly frustrated that first fight though. I mean, I don't think this is gonna work. But, like, I don't even know. Do we have any relevant... Sure, but part of that is hindsight. Like, most of the decisions I made, at least to me, you know, maybe could have looked at Fox and known that he wasn't really modded for speed, so he was going to get lapped there, but, like, I think Fox taking a basic, he's already pretty stacked up now. Fox basic into Sith Trooper assist, I think, at least had the Ray kill. Again, I'm just not that good at planning around failure, still. I generally just aim to win in one go. Okay, what if we try something weird like this? I think if we avoid taunting with 5s, eat the Old Ben first. Does Old Ben require... 25% Terminator isn't that much of a gain. I don't hate this. This dude has a 339 DR, so we're gonna have a very awkward fight, because I'm assuming it's DR hidden in the back. I don't think you run a 339 DR unless you're planning to post it on defense. Huh. Yep, we kinda just have to do this. Let's see. Okay, if the grenade is up, that should mean that he isn't going to have a dispel, so we really just don't want to taunt with 5s at all. If we pop a potential whirlwind for her now, she's going to go before a GK, I'm pretty sure. So we kind of just have to hit Ray for a bit until we can establish Old Ben taunt. I'm assuming we don't kill her here, but it's possible. Or that's just exactly what is about to happen. AoE ability block. Sounds fine. Maybe I'm getting baited here. Yeah, okay. I underestimated Rex lead, I guess. Sure, hi. You're all just here now. I think maybe, I don't know, why was I had a lot of... Like, Shakti always felt like such a grind, and Shakti is, like, the best way you're really gonna get clone damage, right? Like, it always felt like such a grind to get Ray down. I don't know why this worked out better. I actually really don't. This seems very odd to me. I'm strongly expecting to see a DR here, so I have no idea. I've never done CLS versus DR before, maybe just have to do it live. Okay, that was unexpected. So, technically, everyone lost protection banners, so we're what, minus 35, I think? I don't think we're out of this yet if there isn't anything hard in rear, but boy was that ugly, and we lost a lot. Let's see. All of this over a single coin flip. Ironically, if I had chosen to keep my sisters for offense now, this actually would have been very prime position for them to be in. Phasma looks nestable. Yeah. For the most part, I agree. I'm just trying to count how many people I have left at this point. That was pretty devastating. What can really go wrong here? I think as long as we auto basic on Sith Trooper, it should be fine. Yeah, I agree. I'll have to check my Bacillus mod after this battle. Someone remind me if I don't. I really want to make sure that my Bacillus actually had enough potency there. If there's something I could have done in the modding to make sure that that counter ran more smoothly, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Never seen a Tenacity L3 in Raid before. We can, depending on how much he heals here, we could probably... Yeah. I was using auto basic since I'm pretty sure it was Zeta Phasma bleed, so that we would just cleanse the advantage off with every hit. And as against GG. Oh, wait. Playable. Winnable? So this means what, he... I guess Gas Ahsoka or something. That's the Bears, yeah. Okay. We have to JTR crew. Like, definitely. We cannot, yeah, I'm not gonna... Even, like, technically he's not, like, crazy health stacked, I'm still not gonna leave it up to that. Dude, I hate JTR against Hux, though. It's 296 Hux. Are we really gonna do this? We can't. We cannot. We spent old Ben too, so we don't even have an actual Rebel tank. But, like... Okay. What if we get weird? So the problem with CLS against First Order is that, depending on the quality of the crew, which this one isn't crazy quality, but it's still a factor, CLS can time out very easily. I'm kind of thinking... I'm thinking some thoughts that shouldn't be thunk. This is where my head is at right now. We break the timeout. We put the heal block on him. He can't timeout, but also we're solving one team and then removing another team from the board. And the average we need right now is quite high. We can buy some of that average elsewhere with like the weaker Ewoks and all that, but I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that we have a lot of resistance pieces left, but like they legit just have no lead now. Is there an argument? How good is his Hux? Is there an argument for Han and JTR against crew? Like something like this? It's not domination, so simply critting him isn't enough. We would need Han to just kill him outright. But that would be less devastating to our team list than like the other thing we were considering. The problem as well is like even if we bring T3, like it's still just not... The team just isn't great. What about other heal blockers? There aren't really many that I can think of that I have available that are like relevant strength. Treya Saber Toss is conditional, which I guess against First Order, target being buffed, is pretty reliable, but also there's a very strong chance of Treya just dying. Plan ahead. Honestly, most of the other teams are low enough strength enough. Like we used fucking Brood Alpha. God, that battle really, like, even though they're gear 12, we still have like EP lead, Treya lead. Not having Geos against Loot does make things more annoying. I mean, this isn't like the scariest new team by any means, but are we gonna do some weird like this? Okay, the problem is this could work, but Treya is not built for combat. I mean, she's built to live a bit, but 59 speed. Which, so her only role is really just to put the heal block out, but if she dies, dude, that puts us maybe. Okay, final speed check. Make sure we know where we're walking into, but I think this might have to be the way to go. 319 First Order Officer. That's uncomfortable. Well, one-shot Hux guaranteed. Yeah, Sean, I don't have any of those available. We have to be extremely efficient on these last fights, too. Okay, if this happens, like, I think with how slow Treya is, we're only going to get the chance. Wait, can Treya reduce herself? Does Isolate reduce? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she can self-cycle. I was going to say, we only get 2 chances, so that's 2 15% chances to fail. I think we have to do this. You need Treya for something else? I mean, we have a general Sith medley to use, but we can just Palpatine lead, I think. I know she can self-target, I wasn't sure if she could self-reduce. I've never had to actually, like, check that before. I'm pretty sure it works. This should be efficient. Old Man being here would have been lovely, but... Officer's gonna go first if he gets a TM increase on us. How problematic are you gonna be? Okay. That mod depth's kicking in. I don't think... We don't have any real safety blankets for something like Chewie getting halted. Where is Treya being used? Currently, my plan is to use Treya with CLS to block the timeout with, or to prevent the timeout with the Saber Toss heal block. What's Crew's setup? It's actually not as scary as it could be, but it's still enough to be respectable. Protection, protection, protection. Only one health set. But like, as far as Scarred goes, it's not that bad. No, CLS with Treya is fine. We just need to make sure Treya lives. But she is built pretty tanky. We could try something weird like Treya lead CLS. Oh, Treya actually probably takes guard here. Weird. No, Treya definitely steals guard. Okay. I think this works. That Han lead? Look. Isolate prevents out of turn heals. Are you sure? Okay. Okay, someone said we need an average of 58.3, so let's aim for 58. We can gain back the 0.3 on other battles, but... Wait, I should have rechecked Huck's speed. I think CLS might be an exact tie with him, so it might be technically better to go for Officer first, but let's just take Hux out of the picture. Oh, CLS is still guarded? That's kind of wild. Okay, let's get some Confuse now so that when we Dispel, it's not going to come back on his next turn I can think of. I'm trying to think. Let's just... Yeah, might as well Dispel. I was really hoping to isolate Kylo to stop the Terminator train. I don't know. I don't know if that's a misplay right now while we're worried on banners. We could just isolate once we have the rest dead. Alright, at least that's my thinking. I don't want to get wiggled to death. Don't hate me. We self-reduced. It's fine. We'll come back around. Where did his cleanse come from? Where did Officer swap to him? It's possible Officer cleansed. Okay. We're actually on a bit of a timer then to get our banners back. He's so deadly. Alright, everyone's like extremely close to grace period. I don't know if... Next turn... Han's a little bit faster. I actually think Han might go before Chewie. It might be the best banners if we just call Chewie right now. I don't know if we can guarantee that Chewie's the first to hit though. Okay. Huh. So in some ways, not isolating crew was a bad idea. In some ways, it worked out just fine anyway. I haven't done CLS against First Order in a while. Normally, you want to... Like, if it's a hell stack, like, honestly, I know mine's not the best, but just an easy example to pull up is... If you see a crew like this, generally, that's a sign CLS should stay far away unless you do something like a Traya add. Wait, why does he have crit avoidance? Do we really need that? Not really. Probably just because... I did just get this mod. This is actually probably a good next 60 candidate. But yeah, point being, if you see a bunch of health and armor stack, CLS is just going to have extreme issues. That crew honestly looks more like a FO Watt type deal. Like if you're protection stacking like that, you're usually running a Watt tech piece with him. Okay. Who do we need to check the most? Okay. 318 R2 out of the box with no BB-8. Did I get Return of the Jedi Luke? I did. Y'all want to see some video games? Check him out. Gear 8. Pure terror. The boy can, like, single-handedly carry a Cantina battle, I'll have you know. Just watch him go. Oh yeah, this is the height of gameplay. I actually do think I'm kind of at the mercy of Guild Store right now because I have no Carbontes, but I think we actually might be able to use him next weekend GAC at Gear 8, worst case scenario. How much did I spend? More than I'd like, but less than you might think. I had a bunch of stuff saved up for Kylo. I was missing, I would say like 5 carbs, I think. And then I slow farmed out 2 of them. I don't know, I think it was like something in the 150-ish range. Zero damage AoE stun is right for light side territory battle. I don't think I'm going to use Luke this next territory battle because I want to keep working on the light side territory battle guide, and it already feels kind of bad that Rey is kind of a prereq for my team setup. So the idea of like, alright guys, time for the light side territory battle guide. First things first, you need Rey and Jedi Luke. It's like, dude, if I was anybody else, I would not click out of that video any faster after hearing that. You could not make me any less interested. Like, at the very least, you know, like the South Jedi CM team is pretty budget. It sucks that my Hermit Yoda is gear 13 now, but like, you know, he was gear 12. I think the most unrealistic part of my guide for a lot of people was the Relic 5 Old Ben. This joke was not worth the amount of time that Dashi takes him. I don't know. It's kind of novel, at least, like, hey, Gear 8 character can kind of get some stuff done. Honestly, the thing I'm most worried about, he is, like, pure tank setup, but, like, even then, if we try to use him in GAC, it's, like, I feel like the entire time it's just going to be, this dude is a death risk. Like, how much babysitting is he going to need? You like those TV videos? I wasn't sure what to expect from... I don't know. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm talking about... Oh, is he actually going to lose? Nah. Jedi Luke don't lose. Gear 8 Jedi Luke got this. We just leave Luke at Gear 8 forever. This will just be the account's novelty. I'll be the new Blade Baka. Yeah, I mean... So I still have... While we're waiting for this kind of unnecessary joke to end... I can put this up once I'm done. I'm gonna have to get off for Father's Day, but we do at least have one other video. I did the GK lead. I'm still really salty. God, shut up. Stop talking. I'm still really salty. I wanted to, like, the most important commentary, in my opinion, would be for the South Jedi CM, because if you're using it with, like, just a base JKR GMY team, there's a lot of finesse that goes into it. This ended up being a 3 out of 4, like a very close 4 out of 4, like almost. I was actually kind of sad. Like, this was the end state. We had Newt down to here. And just... I don't know why Newt double tapped me there. I don't know if that's just like how light side territory battle Newt works. But yeah, I thought I had it. Anyway, it was close. This should be done by now. Hey, wow, I got a signal. Yeah, we'll see what we can make Luke do. I definitely think for low tier Luke, like, okay, think about it in this position, right? I mean, it's a little bit awkward because we've used Hermit Yoda and Old Ben already. Like, so looking at how we use today, or like what we did today versus how we would use him, the biggest struggle I would say would be like, we either need really Shakti or Hermit Yoda to be the lead starter. We could just like make some other Jedi fast enough to be a budget replacement. Like, you know, in this case, Hermit Yoda would go before this R2. But I don't know. We really kind of need Shakti plus Hermit Yoda in the same team for like Jedi cleanup if the DR route doesn't work out. Oh, we use 3PO. Oh god, is this gonna get weird? Do we just need to like trail lead this? That... Okay. We don't have the JTR 3PO safety blanket anymore. R2 uses flamethrower first, right? I haven't actually had to think about this seriously in a while. His crit chance isn't that insane, so the exposed RNG shouldn't be that bad, but there's still like... You're looking at 2 or 3 exposes average. Not Treya, fucking Sith lead. You know what I'm saying. R2 definitely uses flamethrower first, right? I'm pretty sure. No, but then R2 wouldn't. No, he uses smokescreen first. It's gonna go on Holdo. The problem with T3 as well is we're just gonna give JTR a massive TM boost. We don't have Watt for Bosk. This is so messy. I hate this. $286. So BBH just gonna be plus 8% unless we. Okay, we beat R2 by 1 speed. HK? It's not my favorite. I don't hate Bosk here just as a general flex draft. He's extremely slow though. Dude, his first turn is going to be so ridiculously slow. I don't know if we can even rely on that. Scion is relatively fast here. If we use Scion, what Sith are we left with? Why does this have to be so hard? Basilisk? Maybe. I don't hate this. It's gonna happen after R2 unless we mind trick R2 first. We need to Zeta check. Is that the self-cleanse, I think? I'm pretty sure. Ooh, so we could just mind trick Rey, actually. Finn will cleanse her. I don't know how Finn AI determines what its first move is, but Virtuous Protector is definitely the auto self-cleanse, right? So we actually can just control JTR. Flare, what does that even mean? Debuff? Like, it's definitely the Zeta, right? Yeah. Debuff me sequences? Yeah, figure. Okay, what about exposed synergy? Do we have any? I might just go T3. The Resistance Trooper feels very vulnerable here. This is one tragedy about this whole team setup is like, if we see a gas, it's pretty much free banners, but like these two characters being drafted to be so slow causes a lot of weird issues with trying to use them elsewhere. And we can't really buff him automatically. Do we just try to go with like a weird Nihilus Scion duo package just to... Like, what does it even achieve? God, if we had a throne here... This looks interesting, this is painful. Our DR counter lost because L3 resisted the fear from Dark Basel at the start, and it's been a... Let's call it a trail of mistakes from there. Droidicon? Dude. Does he even have mods still? This is a recurring segment now. Have I bothered to stop modding him yet or not? My Droidica really isn't great. Yeah. Droideka is... I don't think I've used the character once since the... No, I used him once with R2 with JTR in a situation like this as a invulnerable tank. Poor boy. Man, he doesn't have a team. Blame CG for not making more separatists that are worth building. He might be a fine ad here anyway, honestly. They have a resistance trooper, right? So Droideka could get dispelled. This is decent. You know what? I'll give him a protection circle after this fight. I mean, if we have better mods that we aren't using that we could put on him, we might as well. I don't think I hate Droideka. T3 would still feel better here, but I don't know. As long as Scion can get some good pain down, Scion buys us time. If he gets shredded by Exposed, it's gonna be tragic though. Alright, we really just painfully need to land this Mind Tricks on JTR. Okay, Scion speed modding definitely puts him in an advantageous position. Our wiggle targeting doesn't matter since you don't have C3PO. It's tragic. Alright, please! RNG's not been kind to me tonight. Literally the only mod we got! Okay, I'll take it, game. I see you. Is that a sign? Is that how this works? Alright, we do this, we should get enough exposes to make Resistance Trooper go. I was really hoping to keep Expose on him there. Okay, we got it back. I think we could just basic with Droideka to finish off Finn. No, Resistance Trooper. Got the job done. Okay. This doesn't look bad yet. I like how we have one stack of overcharge. It's good stuff. Okay, her cleansing pain off of Resistance Trooper is a bit scary. Let's just bully her. Okay, we collected the rest of the debuffs. Congratulations. Oh, we didn't get speed down. We kind of just have Illuminated Destiny for protection recovery here, so we can't end this too quickly. We definitely want to get that burn off right now. And try to take Resistance Trooper out of the picture. I don't think we need to kill him just yet. Let's try to spread expose. Oh, Scion's dark side, he doesn't gain protection back. Okay, it has to be us lining up his special to get that. Droideka's so bad on this team when the control works correctly, which, like, I think that's still a fine dynamic. He doesn't have pain anymore. We're just gonna kill him, I think. Let's just scoot this over. Back in timeout. Somehow Droideka is just... I don't think we can get his protection back. They're not going to take enough turns, and if we give them turns to try to feed him overcharge, then he's just, like, in danger anyway. Weird. Okay, 59 I think is still good. It puts us ahead of where we need it to be. We're 259s on the hard battles, which I think puts us in a winning position unless ships turns into a travesty, which, look, it's still possible. Yeah, there's no way to get Droideka back to full. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, well, let's see. HK, the fact that we saved HK for Elsewhere might prove beneficial for us. Do we even have any meaningful... Not really in the mood for Toe tonight. This is kind of something. Oh, wait, this isn't even Newt Dooku, so we don't really have any stuns to worry about. We actually do kind of have a Jedi team. Okay, we have... I'm kind of retracting that statement. We have 2 strong components of a Jedi team, and then everyone else is along for the ride. This is the next highest threat, really. Completely speedless. This feels very death trappy. I'm trying to think here. Actually, I hope it's possible that his clone sergeant is slow enough that he's only going to be 40-something% turn meter by the time Shock 2 goes. Nah, but the bonus speed. I will say, this is a bit scary. Like, Sith Trooper buys us the Mass Assist, probably, and then from there, it's kind of just downhill. In my opinion. He'll go before Shock T, right? Yeah. So he'll he'll dispel Sith Trooper first. What even wins here? Like if we had a GK, it would buy us some breathing room. If we had a Watt. Maybe it was a mistake to use Ness when we did. Ness could have handled this. Alright, our remaining tools are low enough that I don't think we actually have much room to theory craft here. We might just have to take what we have and hope it works, which feels extremely bad. Like, what other option really is there? I mean, minor boost here. Man, 2 days from now, this Vader would be a little bit juicier. Gear 13. I do not see this ending well, folks. Anybody have any ideas? Like, best case, we just have some initial core like this, and that's kind of just it. Most of them are gear 12, so like he can kind of get some stuff done, but like you can't do something like this, right? Because Nihilus is just completely unprotected. Just any swap mechanic that we could have had to give it to Bosk would have bailed us out of the 191 speed. I don't know, I haven't tested, like, it's so hard to get tests on gas these days. It's possible that going back to slower speed would get us, or going, like, we could just go to fast speed and get away with it against gas counters while keeping him usable elsewhere. Like, we just know for a fact that even if we tried, like, some weird Boskly Geos, like, Geos without Brute Alpha are just pretty much a joke. Alright, well, I guess this is what we get for using all of the other pieces of the triumvirate elsewhere. I know how this is gonna end. This is just... I don't want to do this. I do not. Alright. Deep breaths. This is gonna be painful. Okay. That wasn't too ugly. Do we just... who do I actually want to hit first? There's a lot of incoming damage still. This is offense down or is basic? I hate this choice. Okay, if we don't... So uncomfortable. Okay. Sure. Let's just feed Shock T full turn meter. What could possibly go wrong? I don't think there's a better play than that, right? Like, if we basic Shock T, she'll just... I mean, she's gonna dispel... Alright, screw it. Let's just... What even happened to Palpatine's speed? What, did I miss something here? Why is Palpatine so far behind? He's not unmodded or anything. He shouldn't be. We have a GAC loadout. Oh, he probably got TMR by Clone Sergeant. Okay. She's gonna get turn meter either way. We just need to try to get her out of the picture, I guess. Oh, dude. This is... Yeah, just a Gear 12 Nihilist staring down the barrel of a gun. What could possibly go wrong here with the Relic 5 arc? Did we actually just wait here? Okay. Palpatine is about to go. We could just coin flip the stun, and I think we hit Nest, which won't give any of them turn meter, so Palpatine will just get... Okay, that deflect is actually sick. Please give me something good here. That, you know... That wasn't really something good. The Saber Toss is decent. Okay, favorable targeting RNG there. Clone Sergeant coming again soon, which is about as scary as you could get. Let's try to at least. Okay. We're starting to solve problems here. And more problems are starting to pop up. We're gonna have to kill Nest. We can just pop this. Nest has tenacity. I don't... this is gonna be very RNG if we go for this, but I think we kind of have to. Okay. The problem is if we AoE, we're still gonna get hit by Nest. Alright, time is running low enough, we kind of just have to play this. Yeah, just fuck me up. Why not? Pretty favorable targeting, I'll take it. Oh, he's dazed. That's a misplay. We just need Sith Trooper to stay alive so that we can chip her out through her shielding. I wasn't expecting to win that. Although the Nihilist missing that nest there was actually pretty sick for us. My stress is just so ridiculously high right now. I think with a banner score like that, I think we are just kind of hosed score-wise, or at least we need ridiculous performance on these last two teams that I don't think we can provide. Doesn't HK have some weird dynamic where he can technically solo Ewoks with all their buff expiration with his self-reconstruction? Is that a thing? 61.3 average, no pressure. We can just YOLO a ship attack, I guess. Try to win some back. Bastila at HK. It feels like we might need Bastila for the other. Like, this is kind of the easiest fight. Flare, do you have any idea on this? Like, I know... It's on buff expiry. Wicket is... kind of a thing? HK can't lifesteal on his grenade, right? So it'd just be... Hellsteal 10%. I'm assuming... Yeah, lifesteal I think emits all true damage for all characters. This is one of the sad situations where I just haven't used Imp Troopers lately, so I've been too lazy to actually, like, mob them, so... Probably worth doing in the future, just... Again, I never really plan around big ol' failures. They're free mods? It depends. It depends on what you, like, let's see, for example, right? Okay, his Ewoks are kind of shit. But, like, if you really want to do Imp Troopers, you have to budget more speed on start than I really wanted to. So, like, for cheese teams like this, yes, it's a missed opportunity. But, like, the normal Imp Trooper matchups, like Night Sisters, Bounty Hunters, like more and more people are using Jango Lead especially, like you have to give Stark more mods than he's worth, and like unless you're willing to give him at least right side mods to ease the mod requirements, it just, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just, it just feels to me like if you're not building them properly, there isn't much point bringing them. Maybe it would be worth, give me the Kylo Zeta. Okay, if we draft this, Bastila can buff Spy. Her assist call will give him stealth. This feels a little bit overkill for Ewoks to me, but this is also really solid banner average. We're just gonna have ridiculously good regeneration across the board. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we could just get away with this. Yeah, I get your argument. It's just a time thing. Remodding takes a long time. I put a lot of work into the teams that I do, so I just did not have the energy to want to do it for a team that most of the time, like 1 in 20 matches, I'm never going to use. Forsu is just the new team at this point. New to Ewoks, so I think we kind of have to play around assuming each fight will work, so I'm not sure that the order matters, because if any of these fail, then it's just over anyway. But I do think that this could work. I don't really see this going poorly. I guess the biggest problem is going to be... Is it Zeta Newt? I'm pretty sure. Zeta Newt can chip us on banners that I don't think we can recover, unless we can draft a way to recover them. Like, I'm pretty sure, just based on sheer relic stats and their base mechanics, I think they can 2v5 Ewoks. I would be willing to bet. Is there any way we can draft protection regen here? I don't think so. Vandor does heal Bosk. He doesn't revive him, but this still applies. It doesn't specify light side's counter allies. Everything in Vandor's kit benefits Bosk except for the revive. So even just, I mean, you could argue that it's just a general enemy debuff, but like Bosk will still benefit from the negative damage as well. Yeah, I think they got that. We need to make this as sick as we possibly can, banners-wise as well. It's possible that less is more, that if we try to draft someone who will get us protection back, I'm pretty sure this is only, yeah. I think T3 would just add overhead. Yeah, upgrader. It's going to be... Spy is basically the carry for this. I think this might be okay to leave here. Do they have anything? Like, the only problem is we're going to get chipped for 5% by Newt. Django AoE is also scary. If we get burned... Droideco is scarier. Yeah, I mean, Droideco is going to be my first spy and nuke target, but I'm just talking strictly banner-wise here for... Is it... Okay. I think this is a fair question. Is this better than this? Because HK can take care of himself. He's going to get himself some protection back, and I don't know that he necessarily... Like, I don't think we're actually in that much danger necessarily. Bastila has a very good matchup against Droideco. Jolie can protect banners, yeah, but he's not going to be that fast, is the problem. Like, once Spy gets chips, the protection up is not going to get us those banners back. Zeta Newt with the extortion doing the AoE speed down, and Django Flamethrower applying burn is really going to attack Spy here. So that's kind of why I'm wondering if it would be better to lead. Like, since Spy is kind of a protection banner liability, do we just greed it and go for the 3v5? I'm thinking maybe. Like, Spy would really be a superstar here. We can make up banners on Fleet. I guess Fleet is Fleet is fleet. I'm not a huge fan. So Spy only gains turn meter on Geonosian debuff, right? So if we use Bastila basic immediately, it's not going to give him turn meter, right? Pretty sure on that. Worth Googling. Yeah. Geos only, fair enough. Like, if we call an assist on mission and it causes a Zalbar taunt, that's actually kind of a disaster for us, so I don't know how we want to play this necessarily. Worst RNG possible. I'll take it. We got Extortion off at least. A couple of buffs on Jordica aren't that bad, but... Okay. If we can get that debuff off of HK, I think we can get him high enough. We can make this last long enough. It's not too bad. Sure. Oh, is it a hive mind thing to... Weird, I thought he was gonna self-cycle. That might be a thing in his unique. This fight is very strange, to say the least. Okay, I appreciate Newt focusing all of his efforts on our shielded person. We're not really generating that many buffs though. We kind of need Zalbar to get buff immune so that we can actually start getting... Just basic. There's no real need. I cannot afford... We don't really need to do anything else here anyway. Handling Newt is going to be a pain. Like, trying to handle Newt without getting... I think we might just have to bite the bullet and just take him out now, cause him to go into stealth and then wait it out. Okay, I was not expecting that. Unfortunate. What's up, Jakura? This feels really bad. I'm hoping HK has grenade coming up. Yes, but also no. We can try to burn some time on Zalbar. I don't know if HK is going to get anything that he needs, though. That's the problem. I think Jolie, he still has lock protection, so I think he's still actually max protection banners. I don't know that we have the time to actually regen HK back to full. Okay, let's bully. Did she not? Was she just perfectly at 100% health there, I guess? He didn't taunt. We might as well just close it here. 59. Well, this should be pretty easy banner math in a second, I guess. We'll know what ships needs to be. Alright. What could possibly go wrong here? Two extremely slow boys having the time of their life. Is there any way in which this is a mistake? Bosk's tenacity isn't quite what it could be? It's not terrible. This spy just hit through Droideka's damage immunity. Yeah, the nuke is a dispel, and it's dispellable. Add Kylo. Man, if Kylo had his Zeta, I might actually just do this right now, or do that like after stream. Hmm. 61 is better than timeout. Like, the thing is, Vandor is probably gonna one-shot each Ewok with his special, as long as he's prepared. Like, this thing nukes. It's ridiculous. The protection region isn't a problem for Scoundrels. Actually, let's just do this. The problem is Kira is such a banner liability. Actually, you know what? He's unmodded, but he might not be a bad ad here. The biggest problem is really just going to be... It's going to be a long time before we get a buff on Vandor so that he can start doing protection, so I don't really know that I want anyone else here aside from those two, since they can take hits. I don't think that that's a incorrect statement to make. Okay. Logray has about 50% potency over us. I think this is the way to go. In Vandor, I trust. I don't think I have a crit damage triangle on him anymore, but the boy still does pretty good work, even though I stole some juice from him recently. And I think this is also pretty auto-safe once things get rolling. We just need to set up the initial taunt and try to get Vandor buffed. So many weird choices to have to make tonight. Okay, pure resists. I'll take it. Yes, I'd like to take a turn now, please. Might have been better to do the basic there, but... I'm just waiting for Vandor a second turn so that he can reestablish buffs, and then we'll be good. I would definitely say it was maybe a mistake to open with the special. The other ability would have given us advantage anyway. Okay. I don't know if there's really much point in going for the contract. Might as well just auto on Elder, I think. Can the special be avoided by foresight? If so, this might be scary. And we're correct about not dying. Next turn should be the nuke. We'll see how it performs. Actually, we might need to manual this to make sure. Okay, decent, but he's gonna regen it. Actually, if Bosk loses taunt here, it kind of benefits us a little bit, as long as we start countering. I don't know, I'm pretty sure they're lapping us hard enough that I don't think we can kill the tank and then go for Elder in time. What a strange comp. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, we're not really in danger of dying, but that doesn't get you a win either. Like, Gear 12 Kylo with no Zeta, I'm not sure that he would really... I feel like he would just get chipped out eventually, even with the stacking defense. I mean, I was right that we're not really in danger here, but... The Foresight is kind of unfortunate. It stops us from just doing a pure auto. We have to actually, like, make sure the nuke lines up. See? It's close. Just give me about 8 more minutes and I'll have a win. Yeah. Oh well. I'm not sure. All I knew for sure is that this team was safe from dying. Like, it was such a long time, like, with the people we had left. Like, I know for sure that Smuggler or Chewie would have died. Kylo maybe could have hung, just because of stacking defense, but, like, his mods are, I would call, less than ideal. Yeah, I mean, tonight was just unfortunate in general. The salt has worn off, but the whole DR counter failing because of that. I don't want to say I'm fully PTSD, but, like, it makes me a lot. I hate anything that comes down to a 50% coin flip. Like, any counters that rely on that. Like, let's see. We even have a potency cross. Yeah, like, 4 spawns. Yeah, that L3's tenacity was not a factor. That was just a pure 15% coin flip fail. It's frustrating. I mean, yeah, but it's kind of the same thing as when I fail with JKR against GG, and then... let's see. And then back out instead of leaving Watt killed, right? It's just... I don't have that much experience with playing around fuck-ups, so I don't think I tend to handle it the best. Unless it was, like, specifically Rey in 3v3 where I went in knowing that the game plan was like, okay, we gotta break her down and chip her apart. It just feels weird to me to go into a plan, or to go into a fight saying like, okay, this is probably gonna fail, but let's maximize. Like, taking Jedi against Rey, like, that's already a normal counter for the most part. Like, no, ideally you want Thrawn, but I don't think taking Jedi against Rey and then saying like, and then I'm not gonna try to kill Rey is the right choice there, especially with how much we spent in that team. Kylo can't crit, so there isn't much Kira synergy. We can use this as a litmus test. Let's see how much they chip Kylo. I mean, he did get to a turn, but it really just boiled down to if he would get a boss taunt in time. I don't know. Maybe, I don't even know if Kylo would necessarily add enough damage to, like, prevent that timeout from happening. Chewie definitely would have died in that situation, though. Like, look at how many attacks that they got at the start, and, like, unless we got favorable targeting RNG, I don't think it's reasonable to say, like, if Chewie had mods and, like, could try to disrupt or something, then sure, but... Again, it's a 200 speed boss that had some RNG coin flipping on when his first turn was going to be on if he got debuffed. Nah, this is actually technically a worse. Indicate HP Pro, yeah. It's still a Gear 12 Wicket. The other thing, we saw it towards the end, but I still don't even address it yet, is boss taunt falls the moment that we start making progress. Like, you saw, like, when we would chip, Paplu? Yeah, Paplu down, and then suddenly they could just start going for Vandor. So, like, even getting to the first boss turn doesn't mean that the heat was no longer going to get put on any attacker that we brought with. I mean, like, yeah, more damage would have been better to bring anyway, just to make sure that we got the kill, but, like, I don't know. Like I said, we saw, I think if, let's see. I already had this on for the counter anyway. There's no reason not to try to put it back on if I can. Crit damage triangle, we would have been able to line that up on the Elder. I think we still time out, but fucking Ewok took one. Oh, Fox stole his mod. Look at this jerk. Such a good Vandor mod.
Heals everything.
I mean, it's easy to say, but, like, again, I already spend a lot of time on this game. I don't know if spend more time is the takeaway I'd like. Did it preload? Ah, it did stick, I think. We spent bays in the rear, that's right. What happened to Nest? We used Nest, I think we might have misused Nest. We used Nest on this, I don't think we needed to. I mean, it was a fine matchup, but this, to me, I mean, we didn't know what was in rear at the time, but that was less scary to me than this. It's just Ray 8, JKR, DR, Geos, took Thrawn, took Watt, took our first order. We just, Ray ended up eating a ridiculous amount. Yeah, Flare, like, yes. But I have not used Imp Troopers in months. Yeah, I already spend a lot of time on remods when I'm going through a remod. Alright, like usually this is a team that like a Nest would eat. Again, it's just, we have a lot of tools on offense, they all just got eaten today. It sucks, but it just is what it is. Can I do more? Yeah. Do I want to spend more time in this game? Not necessarily. If anything, I should be spending more time on this channel right now. I would rather have this missing, but a new video out, for example. Hot util doesn't work that way, unfortunately. That's actually my biggest gripe with it, is I actually kind of wondered about how many credits I'm actually bleeding technically because of it, is like with pilot mods and stuff that's down here. Anything that gets moved around, I'm wondering how much I'm actually technically getting taxed on this junk moving back around. Oh yeah, one unfortunate side effect of hot utils too is sometimes old, like, split-second decisions that I made will still get stuck, so like, let's see if this is still in. I think I fixed this by now. Yeah, my boss didn't have the gas counter modding before. Alright, I'm not sure. I mean, it says we don't have to focus on banners, but I'm still just pretty sure there were. Like, we could try to just out-relic them, but... The answer was right in front of us all along. Ironically, my Ewoks are modded because they were usually my cheese 8th. Just try the troopers. There's no point. I mean, unless we set up a preload where Logray would get days baited out so that he wouldn't have it, then there's kind of a point, but... This isn't really a fight. Do we even get a chance to back out, or do we just have to kill the app? App kill it is. But you get what I'm saying though, right? Like, Ewoks naturally counter Imp Troopers unless you're modded properly. Like, if... Ewoks on defense is weird because most of the time they aren't going to do the setup properly, but you're supposed to have a fast Paplu into Logris, it's called to give him turn meter, and then Stark is racing against that. So, like, with a speedless Stark, you are racing against nothing, so unless you specifically bait the daze cooldown, it's already, like, you are already hard countered in the matchup. You're going to get daze with no chance to cleanse it. I could do it to prove the point. I don't know if you would insist that I pull the cooldown first, but, like... Don't know if there's any actual reason to use this. I mean, the board state doesn't look bad. Like, we're lasting long enough. This actually probably does turn into a win. Are you going to join the Marvel Strike Force and force CG to our demands? I extremely do not like that game. Did we get full protection banners? That actually did end up working. In fairness, I don't think anyone in their right mind would say, yeah, that's a good idea. They did kind of spread out their damage though, they didn't really goad for any one person, so I would say favorable AI targeting there. Sure. I mean, we did resist daze on 2 people who are modded for tenacity, so... Marvel Strike Force, imagine Galaxy of Heroes, but instead of 350 shards, if I remember right, it was something like 750 shards. That should be your initial sampling, and then... I don't know, like, I have not kept up with the game at all, but the combat animations were just... Like, they looked cool at first, but at some point you just want to get to the point. And so the animations were all extremely long and extended. And it just got really frustrating. Also, just, like, cards on the table, like Marvel Strike Force, at least when it came out, was basically, they were putting out characters that were the equivalent of like Galaxy of Heroes launch characters in terms of like kit design, right? And like, I played Galaxy of Heroes at launch, it didn't catch my attention. I mean, we don't have to technically play for banners, we could. Right, like, Luke Cage was like Clone Wars Chewbacca, like they had legit, like literal Clone Wars Chewbacca stand-ins, and like there was some interesting stuff, like they had summoner characters first that I recall, and like board positioning kind of mattered a bit more there, if I remember right too, of like AoEs were kind of just like whoever was standing next to who, but like the game just did not grab me at all. It was basically just scuffed Galaxy Heroes for all intents and purposes. I mean, sure, there were plenty of mistakes tonight. It was just a frustrating night. Like, this matchup would have been, especially with all the defense we know he posted now, all the, like, if the DR counter went fine, like, worked the way it pretty much has always worked, then tonight's free. Like, we would have been easy. Worst case, in some matches, maybe 58s, but we went 60s across the board, right? Like, it is insane how much of a difference that single coin flip cost us. So I've wondered about this. This taunt is 2 turns, but at least I think when Anakin kicks into stealth, it'll end. because it's an ally taunt and not a debuff. So I think this is actually technically the correct play. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe biggest takeaway for today is like, once we got the single loss on Rey, in my mind it was like, okay, he's on one loss, we need to finish it on the second turn or second loss. But like people have pointed out before that a messy second loss is actually worse than a clean third win. So maybe playing around the third win would have been the better way to win, because like even past that point we were still close enough on banners that we were still in the match up until the bounty hunter attack. I don't think this vulture looks weaker than these. I don't know if this is the respawn vulture or not though. I don't think it is. It's not on you to run that math. Alright, let's see. Fuck it. I'm here. I don't think I need to go eat just yet. Like, that's the thing, is like, I was mostly just tilted at the start of this. Like, the Rey fight just frustrated the hell out of me. And I think it was more frustrating because I saw ways to try to, like, dig us out, but then, like, getting Bastila immediately one-shot was just like, okay, just... We're up against a 3-attacker team, and our only way to control their damage output is the one who gets one-shot first. What's with the numbers on the screen? I'm playing on PC. Or on BlueStacks with keyboard and mouse. Lets you play faster, like in the Palpatine fight, where I decided at the end, like, okay, we're, like, once I decided, like, okay, we don't need to think anymore, we know we needed to win, like, this was mostly just enabled by having the muscle memory, knowing, like, what keys I needed to hit to do any given move at any given point, and it's way less time. It's not quite as fast as auto, but it's close. And I play PC games, I like keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just this fight frustrated me. Or the first fight frustrated the heck out of me, and then this was like... I know that she went into damage immunity, but... Normally, so Jedi without Thrawn, Rey typically will come out of this pretty quickly. I was very surprised that I think by the time that we were able to go for her again, she basically had ultimate. I don't know if we splashed, and then... I don't know if we cycled GMI too much. It actually might have given Rey ultimate sooner than she needed. Yeah, I think this actually might have been a mistake. I mean, I wasn't thinking about it at the time, because, it's possible. Gas getting saviored here was unfortunate. Maybe Gas using basic on L3 could have avoided a Whirl Turn. It kind of depends on the quality of his L3 builds, but I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's, I guess at that point, it's mostly just the idea of saying, let me take all of my strongest Jedi against Rey and not play to win just kind of seems like a throw. Okay, the real story of this, I guess, was not checking cooldowns, because the moment that this happens, the moment that Gas Savior happens, like, I already knew that this fight was already kind of screwed. You need to have Savior still up for when the first whirlwind pops. So, like, the first counter failed on RNG and then ended at probably the worst point that this fight could have come in, is they're preloaded and also have the cooldowns they need to assassinate Gas. Can swap to shock to stealth. Well, let's see. Yeah. Looks technically true. Again, live play environment. When tilted, it's hard to play around stuff sometimes. Head is definitely not straight, but even then, I don't think I would have necessarily seen that play normally. I don't know. If we like get the Finn kill here, then I still don't necessarily think that it ends up in a win. Because if we go for Finn and then do the swap and stealth gas, we still don't even have Rey triggered yet, and we're losing one of these three. Which, losing GMI I would call optimal. Losing Shaak Ti sucks, but like if we lose Revan, then it's kind of just over. Wouldn't gas drop stealth anyway due to JKR mark? No, because the mark had already been done at that point. He's saying from this decision point. So we have Shaak Ti here, JKR at 98% turn meter. The swap would cause him to JKR to get dispelled, but it would at least. So like, based on the turn order, technically speaking, we could have Shaak Ti assisted on Finn. I'm actually not 100% that Finn would have died either. He might have been reduced by the AoE at the start. It looks like a yes, so he actually probably would have. That's 2 reductions with gas damage. I would have been like, if this was the plan in this situation, I would have been very paranoid on. Like, Hermit Yoda going before JKR in this case is ideal. I mean, we knew that Hermit Yoda's modded for faster, so I guess that's not even in consideration. When will we get our Luke's X-Wing? Don't know, but I'm not going for it, most likely. Unless it's just some. Like, the worst possible case for me right now in this game is, like, hey, Rebel Fleet is now meta, and also you need to work on Rebel ships. I am not carrying fucking Phoenix and Rogue One. I didn't when it was the thing to do, and I'm not doing it now. Which, maybe that makes me a sucker for, you know, no. Luke's X-Wing is gonna be a Jedi ship. Do we even have a tag? I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah. It always kind of annoyed me that the tags don't go across. Yeah, he'll be the 5th Jedi ship. We're not gonna need Rebel ships at all. Shock basic on the Finn, I don't think was the play. I think assist would have been fine. Why did it just repeat? What? Player? I'm not happy. I'm not happy that I hate 85% failure rates. Like, even just think about it this way. Over the course of an entire season, let's say you fight 12 Reys, 85% means that at least once or twice you're going to run into that. Just statistically speaking, it's expected. Which, if you just want one good clean GAC season, that makes me extremely uncomfortable. Like, imagine if JKR Mark failed 85 or 15% of the time. That I hate RNG fails. And this was already on top of the fact that, like, we knew that there was already other stuff that we were gonna have to try to deal with. Wait. Even if we got what we wanted, wouldn't Brute counters to just cause L3 to dispel anyway, so it was already technically a fail? She wouldn't have had fear, so we wouldn't have. Okay, this is actually interesting. It still feels bad, but like DR wouldn't have had. Huh. I'm not sure how I feel. I mean, it's definitely, like, kills the counter, kind of, but, like, I feel like I would have experienced this by now? Maybe it's because of the Bastila TM reduction? Our DR is a bit on the slow side, but we've never really faced a team that punished us for it yet. Maybe I need to go back to the drawing board a little bit here. I don't need to sit through the Ray shimmy. If the fear was there, she wouldn't be taunting. Not so. The fear sets up Darth Revan traditionally, so the fear needs to still be intact until Darth Revan does his AoE. Then the taunt is gone, unless it's L3 watt. L3 is just complete dead weight. If the fear was there, she would. Oh, true. I'm being dumb. I'm just in my own head. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, why has this never been a problem? Of course, like, yeah. It's frustrating. I don't know. I might shelf DR against Ryan. This makes me incredibly uncomfortable. Or at least we're gonna have to tweak the modding. Maybe bump up GBA speed. Like if we could do something weird like a GBA faster than DR, just to make completely sure, then I don't think I hate that. Is it Finn going between Basil and DR? Yeah, Finn goes, Finn swaps to Poe. So just to give you an idea, this is kind of what I was talking about at the start here, is these 3 turns. Because I was already talking about RNG. There was already RNG on the plate in this counter. So there were 2 main checks that I was concerned about here. The first check was getting the CBM on Poe, because what would happen is I already knew that there is a risk of this happening. Oh, it's in slow-mo mode. I was already concerned about that coming. My hope of avoiding it was we had to get CBM on Poe, so that Poe couldn't dispel and or stun Brute, so that Brute would counterattack, so that Brute stays taunting even after the dispel happens. We needed the buff immunity and the stun to both get resisted. CBM achieved that, so that was concern number 1. If that failed, then we needed either Poe or Finn to get feared by the RNG, which Scavenger Ray ate it, so that if that had failed, then this would have failed as well. But we passed the first check, is basically how I looked at it. Because essentially, with Poe doing the dispel, and like the stun or the buff immunity is gonna land, like in most cases. So then from here, it's just, you know that Finn grenade is coming. It looks like Finn got reduced by Bastila enough, or Poe technically, that when the swap happened, we went first. But this is traditionally with his modding, not how this would go. With his modding, because he has a fast Poe, like it's actually not even built for speed at all, it was just like speed set, then this Finn grenade, which basically, because of Poe unique, one-shot a decently healthy Brute with all the extra grenade procs and all that fun stuff, like, and like the grenade especially with like Stick Ray being here was just such a big X factor. Like I think with the bad RNG we got, we could have recovered, right? All of the worst stuff that was going to happen had happened. The thing that sealed us was Stick Ray coming in here. Like maybe I actually think it would have been an interesting play to try to fracture Stick Ray maybe, because Ray, actual Ray, wasn't really a threat for another couple of turns, which like it still wasn't going to be great. That like you need the fracture to buy you enough time to get this low enough, but at least would have been playable, because kind of no matter who Stick Ray goes for, except for maybe Watt, you really want to have at least 2 Watt pieces out, but it at least isn't a nightmare. But like whoever Stick Ray was going to hit here basically sealed the deal on the initial bad start. This was recoverable if this was, you know, Malik or whoever. You know, maybe call it a little bit awkward if Malik ends up shocking somebody and taunting, but like still extremely playable. But then, you know, it ends from here. No. GBA AoE dispels reliably. It's the basic that has to crit. So I was thinking like GBA before DR for Is there a weird argument? So the problem is if you do TM piece GBA, then you don't have, like, you ideally want TM piece on one of the Sith Empire, just because you're not going to have as much damage otherwise. But like, technically speaking, this would work with TMPs. It doesn't sound great, but I don't know. I mean, it at least means that you would make more brutes more quickly, I guess. It still sounds really awkward, though. It would be a consistent dispel source for... What's her doodle, actually? We could speed up DR... Is this a thing? I don't think so. Because the problem is you really, like, half of it really is just getting CBM out before Poe goes, so, like, would that work for solving, like, we would have a consistent dispel on L3, I think, unless... No, he has accuracy, so we couldn't even RNG fail missing L3. Like, that would just be reliable. We always get rid of the pre-taunt. But... Brute's gonna get controlled. And you're just gonna eat it from here. I don't know. Alright. Plenty of scribs tonight. It's a frustrating way to lose. But also... I'm just annoyed. The counter that I felt pretty comfortable with for the most part was just like, okay. Trust issues are gonna start building very, very quickly. Or at least I'm always gonna start clenching on the initial Basilisk soup, I guess. Even with the potency cross, does not matter. Alright, well, I'm gonna go celebrate Father's Day. Oh god, I spent way too long on this. Oh, we're actually, like, in really good arena spot. Okay, I'm fine. I'll be fine. We'll have more twice to do next week. Who knows? Maybe I will mod my M Troopers for you, Flare Boot. Again, though, like, would it help to have contingencies like them available? Yes. But if I'm in a situation where I'm like, alright boys, we gotta pull out the M Troopers, then it's very likely already extremely lost. Like, we have a lot of tools on defense, or on offense. Maybe, I don't know, if we can just switch off of DR, like, we are cannibalizing our Geos team as well, which, like, Geos would have eaten Newt easily. I don't know, stuff to think about. It's annoying. Because, like, we're not posting particularly heavy defense right now either. Like, it's really not. It's mostly just kind of a one trick with the R2 team that some people still trip up on, but most of them haven't anymore, so, like, even that might be worth switching off of now. Like, I was expecting a fail here, but, like... You know, Padme on defense, like, sure, it's not even Padme 3PO, but, like... You know, imagine not having 3PO tonight. I'm pretty sure without that in the budget, we might not have cleared this. Maybe. Yeah. Alright, we'll figure it out. Call that an evening. I hope you'll have a good rest of your evening, a happy Father's Day. I'm gonna go unsalt myself a bit. Peace out.